What's your favorite color of M&M? Mine's blue. So anyway, I bought 12 friends. Tenori Friends. I'm not sure what the hell Tenori means, but these little fellas are going to be hands down the cutest thing I own. What we have here is Tenori Friends 1R, which is a full set of 12 adorable little Birbs. These aren't exactly blind boxes, you know what you're going to get in advance, but the concept is pretty similar. Each of these are only 240 yen, which to me seems really cheap. So you probably want to see them? I do too. And since we're classy here, we'll start it off with the Longtailed tit. Nani? The box design is pretty cute and trendy, and it lists all of the birds in the series on the back. It turns out that the press to open perforation line is a complete joke and doesn't actually work, so please enjoy me making a complete fool out of myself. This is why I cut the unboxing part out of my figure reviews. Inside the box, of course, we have our little Birb, but also a piece of gum. I've heard they include gum in these things so that they're allowed to sell them in the candy aisle, which is pretty sneaky, but I respect the hustle. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the tit itself. I really like the design of these. There are a lot of grooves in the molds of these to recreate the look of feathers over its entire body. The paintwork on the back is a tad sloppy, but I feel like I really can't complain about it since these are under $3. Comparing this to the actual bird, I think they've done a great job. So initially, I'm impressed. We've got 11 more friends to free from their cardboard prisons, so let's speed things up a bit. But first, I need to check out that piece of gum. Hey, it's actually pretty good. So our second Birb is a classic from down under. Probably the only thing in Australia that isn't trying to kill you. The Galah. The colouring on this is really beautiful. That lower layer of grey feathers is even coloured darker, which I love. And it's also pretty big, at least relative to the Longtailed tit. Moving on, we have the blue Parrotlet, which has a pretty similar mould to the Galah. The different shade of blue that colours its face is a really nice touch. And while I'm not a huge fan of the grey colouring on the wings, I think viewing it from the front is supremely cute. Our next bird is the Java Sparrow. Honestly, this is probably the only bird in this set that I don't like the look of, but that's not the figure's fault, I don't like the real bird. There is some wild gradation on its beak which looks really great, and all things considered, the colour separation in the paintwork here is on point. Since we're a few birds in at this point, it's time for a gum update. Nice. Next up we have another Java Sparrow. This one is completely white. Essentially it's exactly the same as the first one, except there's basically no paint on it except for the beak and the eyes. And there's one more Java Sparrow, because of course the one bird that I don't actually like had to get 3 variations. This one is brown, but again, it's effectively exactly the same as the others, so let's yeet those out of here. A personal favourite bird of mine is the Cockatiel. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's those rosy Pikachu cheeks and chirpy personality. The crest feathers make this design super cute. I'm not sure if the yellow paint gradation is on purpose, but I do enjoy it quite a bit. And this reminds me of Philo a lot, so I've brought her out so you can see the size of these relative to an Nendoroid. There is also a grey Cockatiel for those of you who prefer that variety. Just like the Java Sparrows, they use the same mould, just with different colouring on top. I really do wish that they mirrored these so they weren't exactly the same. Next is what I believe to be a Eurasian tree sparrow. It's smaller in size just like the tit, but everything else about it is totally unique. And it looks great. Something I've forgotten to show until now is the underside of these. All of the bird's feet are actually sculpted and painted, which is a detail I didn't really expect, but I appreciate it a lot. We're now down to just 3 birds left, 2 of which are Rosy-faced Lovebirds. The first one is this sea green coloration that I absolutely love. The light yellows and greens look so nice together, and there's a bunch of extra paint details that push it into my favourites. In comparison, there is of course a normal coloured one, which you can really see where it gets its rosy-faced moniker from. I have to keep saying it, I love how faithful the paintwork has been on all of these birds compared to their real life counterparts. Which leads into maybe the hardest of all, the Lilac-breasted Roller. This bird is basically a rainbow with wings, and going into this, I had really high expectations. As it turns out, I'm not a huge fan of these colours. I think the biggest issue for me is that it's missing the white on its face, which kind of throws off the balance a bit. It's on the box, so I'm not sure if mine just slipped past quality control or if they're all like that, but it's a flaw I can accept considering it's the most technical in the set. I must say, overall, I really love these birds, and you've probably already figured that out by now. I'm not sure how the quality stacks up against other collectibles like these, but surely for the price, they have to be some of the best. I've got them sitting on top of my monitor while I edit this, and they spark so much joy when I look at them. This whole thing does leave quite a bit of mess. There's like a lot of packaging that goes into just having a small little bird. But one thing I noticed as I was cleaning up is that each box actually has a preview of the next set of bird Tenori Friends. I must say, these look really awesome. I would have loved to have the crow, owl, chick, and budgie as part of this set instead of the colour variations, but it is what it is. I love these so much that I might buy this next set too, so let me know if you do want to see those. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. This has been the Ando Experience, and I'll catch you again in another one. Bye!